Welcome to the home of Army Aviation.
Fly Army.
This will defend.
Above the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, to view a digital copy of our graduation program, please click on the Flight School Graduating Program QR code, featured on the monitors next to the stage or on the posters next to the seating area. Also, we are proud to offer a recording of this graduation ceremony on the Aviation Center of Excellence's YouTube channel. The recording should be available by later this afternoon. The QR code that links to the YouTube website is found on the monitors next to the stage. Thank you. Good morning, graduates, family members, and guests. On behalf of Major General Claire Gill, Commanding General, United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence, and Fort Rucker, welcome to the graduation ceremony for Flight School. Would everyone please stand for the invocation and the playing of the national anthem. Chaplain Anthony de Rivere will give our invocation.
Let us pray. Most gracious and merciful Father, may we reflect, ponder, give you honor, and have gratitude for today's momentous occasion. Lord, I ask that you continue to bless, protect, guide, and mold each and every single one of these aviators. I pray that you will give each and every single one of them the strength and endurance to run the race that you have set before them. May they soar like eagles. May you encourage them as they transition into their next assignment and leadership role that is in accordance to your plan. Bless them and their loved ones as they embark upon the next chapter of their lives. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you and make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. It's in all these things I pray. Amen.
Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your headdress. Thank you. You may be seated. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Stockton, Commander of 1st Battalion, 145th Aviation Regiment.
Good morning. What an exciting day for Army Aviation. It is my honor to welcome our Aviation Center of Excellence commanders, distinguished guests, and all attendees to today's graduation ceremony. Family members, friends, and instructors, thank you for your unwavering support in commemorating this tremendous occasion. To our newest Army aviators, congratulations on achieving such a significant milestone. In just a few minutes, your flight school journey will come to an end as your friends and family pin on the wings you've worked so hard to achieve. We hope these wings will remind you of three things: the professional aviators who trained you, the special community you now belong to, and the sacred duty we have to support those on the ground. The battlefields of the future are changing at an unprecedented pace. The United States and its armed forces must develop just as rapidly. We are currently transforming into a more tailored and more lethal force, divesting antiquated equipment, developing new equipment with the operational reach required for all theaters, and organizing our formations to better suit the forces we will support. This generation of aviators and soldiers, your generation, will lead Army Aviation through it all. Graduates, this is a defining moment for you and your family, one you will likely never forget. Congratulations to all of you. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce the guest speaker for today's graduation ceremony. Chief Warrant Officer 5 Lucas Abelin is a master aviator with more than 20 years of military service. He began his illustrious service with the military upon entering the Warrant Officer Candidate School in 2003, before entering flight school. He is qualified in the UH-60 Mike Black Hawk helicopter. During his time in the Army, he received numerous awards and decorations for his service and served in many key positions throughout his career, including Air Mission Commander, Air Assault Flight Lead, Instructor Pilot, Standardization Pilot, Platoon Leader, Black Hawk Flight School 21 Executive Officer, United States Army Europe and Africa G3 Aviation Mission Survivability Officer, and Battalion Senior Instructor Pilot and Senior Warrant Officer. He currently serves as the Flight Training Branch Chief of the Directorate of Training and Doctrine here at Fort Rucker. Please welcome Chief Warrant Officer 5, Lucas Abelin.
All right, so good to see all of you. See a lot of friends in the back there as well. Welcome to Fort Rucker, and for some of the Apache pilots in our group here, Fort Rucker, Novacell, Rucker. So thank you all for coming. So look at all the people in the back. I don't know if you can see them all. I know you're talking to some of your family and friends and you saw them milling in, but there's standing room only back there. This is a big group. This is one of the smaller graduations we do, not completely full, but there's still just so many people back there that are here to support you. There's an enormous amount of support behind you. I suspect that the people back there are the ones that have known you the longest, that will stick with you well into the future. They're super important. They're so important to what you've done here, what you've achieved. So clearly you're gonna thank them. Obviously they deserve it. For sure, they deserve it. But next, clearly, everyone that got you to this point, everyone that makes you who you are, everyone that helped you finish this tremendous opportunity couldn't be here. So after all the dust settles from this, over the course of the next couple weeks, hopefully this weekend, I'd like you to reach out to some of those special people, some of those teachers, some of those coaches, some of those mentors, some of those instructors, folks inside the Army, folks outside the Army, folks within the military, and I think you need to give them a call. You do need to give them a call and thank them. They're probably not expecting it, but trust me, they would absolutely love to hear your voice. It would be really important for them. So I know for many of you in the audience, military heritage probably runs very deep in your family. Generational service is common within the military, but service is uncommon within the United States. Very few of our fellow citizens do this. Our Army has become very small. So for you in the back that have served, thank you all for your service. What I ask of all of you is that when you go home, talk about these new aviators. Talk about our wonderful and committed military. Tell the people about what you've seen here. Tell the nation about what you've seen here. Regular folks, they just don't understand what it is we do in the military and the sacrifice sometimes that we have to give. The Army is very small compared to the size of our nation. The all-volunteer force has at times drifted away from the regular population. Most Americans aren't able to interact with our military and our service members on a regular basis. So you in the back, please tell them about what you've seen here. It's likely that you'll encounter a lot of Americans that just simply don't know what our military does and what they're all about and what these wonderful soldiers do. So tell them what you've seen here. Inevitably, you may encounter folks that have a negative view of the military. That happens sometimes. It's a free country. That's what we're here to defend. That's amazing. But just remember that these folks up front, us in the uniforms, we only do what you all tell us to do. The folks in the civilian clothes and back. It's rare in history that the folks without the guns are the people who direct the people with the guns. What we have is pretty amazing. So next, Army aviation's been around for a long time. Observation balloons in the Civil War, World War I, Eddie Rickenbacker, the Flying Circus, the Hat in the Ring Squadron. So on your way out, if you want, you can go walk past the Newport back there. It's made of wood and fabric. That's where we started this, well over 100 years ago. That airplane was made by the French, and it was deemed unusable by the French, and they gave it to the Americans, right, to fly over the trenches of World War I. And then our American aviators took that airplane, and they became aces with it. So the Army Air Corps continued in World War II, in the Pacific, in Europe, from every corner of the globe, and distinguished itself. In the Korean War, the helicopter was born, and in Vietnam, that's truly when the helicopter and Army aviation became what it is now, with that Huey, with all around us, right, with these Cobras, it's all around us. And that's what our heritage is. There's a tremendous amount of heritage in what we do. This heritage, you all, and this is the God's honest truth, you all are the envy of every military in the world, of every nation. Nobody has anybody like you, what we do here. So the Vietnam pilots, the Cold War pilots, they trained my generation, the very best, by the way. And now we're passing the torch to you all. You're going to carry that forward. You're going to do amazing things. You're going to do great. We all know it. It's going to be awesome. So next, regardless of what you fly, it doesn't matter what your mission is. I want you to think about our motto. We're about to sing the song, in fact, right? High above the best. That's our motto. What does that mean? We're above America's sons and daughters. We differ from what the Air Force does. We have a singular focus on supporting the American on the ground. That's what Army aviation does, and it means a lot. It's important. That's our job. Never lose sight of it. We operate in a unique space, not in the upper atmosphere, not quite on the ground, just barely skimming the tops of the trees, sometimes snooping around below the trees, but still above the ground, in a unique piece of the world, in a unique piece of the atmosphere that's only existed for a short period of time in history, and that's what you all master. That's what you do on a regular basis. Why? To support those folks on the ground. Above the best, right? So I got a sticky note here. It says stress positivity. So you all know what I'm going to say. Calm, positive leadership. Some tremendous leaders in the past. That's what they called it. Calm, positive leadership. Lieutenants, you have a lot ahead of you. Warrant officers, clearly you're leaders, informal leaders, leaders within the cockpit, no doubt. And it's going to be difficult. So nobody has a crystal ball. We don't know where you're going to be, where you're going to wind up. But I do know one thing. It's going to be cold. It's going to be hot. There's going to be snow, blowing dust, mosquitoes, extreme humidity, chafing, sand. After a couple days, you're probably going to have an itchy butt. It's going to be miserable. But that calm, positive leadership, that positivity is what carries you through. That's like probably the big takeaway here. All right, next. So this is true. It may be a cliche, but it's true. You've probably heard it before. I keep hearing it over and over again from the troops on the ground, for the personnel that have really been in the tough situations, they say that when their back's against the wall, they know that when things get tough and they start to hear those rotor blades, the sound of Army aviation above or nearby them, they know that things are about to get better. So that's what you all do. So our former boss, General McCurry, I think he said it the best. When that soldier needs to know what's over the hill, we go find out. When that soldier needs to be placed in a better tactical position, we put them there. If they're running low on ammunition, we bring them more. If that soldier needs extra firepower, we bring it. And God forbid, if that soldier's injured or wounded on the battlefield, we're coming to get him. In Army Aviators, we don't stop. So, a 10-year service obligation. That's a lot, right? And some of you already know this, and the folks in the back, you definitely know this, that time is gonna go by so fast. The time is gonna go by in a flash. It will make your head spin how fast the time's gonna go by. So make the most of it, enjoy it, and I have this in bold here, find satisfaction in what you do. Be positive, every day matters in this job. And hey, you started as civilians, you're gonna wind up as civilians again, so take what you've learned here eventually and go make the world a better place. Leave on good terms and never burn bridges. So, aviator reputation. And I've got a joke I'm desperately trying to land in here, so bear with me. All right, the aircraft you fly is more powerful beyond precedent, reactive beyond precedent, responsive beyond precedent, deadly beyond belief, and unparalleled in history with the amount of situational awareness that it presents to you. It's difficult, right? These are very, very complex machines, and you'll very soon master them. So at a conference recently, there was a lieutenant general, and he was commenting about Army aviators. He himself was not an Army aviator, but he was a true observer. He was an outsider. He was looking at us and talking about us, the aviators. And what he said is, we're known for our smart alecky nature, the sunglasses, right? The sunglasses, the cool kit, the flight suit, the stuff that aviators typically have and wear. It makes us perhaps a little bit different, but we try to blend in, right? He genuinely said this with appreciation and respect for Army aviators and the unique culture that we have, right? And what we bring. And he knew what we bring to the fight and what we do on the battlefield as well. So here it is. So every day you're gonna have to uphold that reputation. Be thoughtful about this. Be thoughtful about our heritage. Earn that respect. Never be arrogant or cocky. Be measured risk takers. Be audacious, but be disciplined. Be restrained and be ruthless. You gotta know the standard operating procedure like the back of our hand. That's the rule book, right? You gotta follow the rule book. And you also need to know when to break the rules. So most importantly, be competent. You gotta be just exceptionally good at your job. And then here it is, right? So I've talked to every one of your sergeant majors at the units that you're going to next, and they know that, within the constraints of the regulation, that you need to have a good pair of sunglasses that loosely fits within the regulation. It's important. All right, lastly, be safe, be careful, be dangerous, be deadly, be a credible threat, and be feared by our nation's enemies. It's a lot to ask. You can do it. You're going to amaze us. You have the controls. Fly Army, above the best. Be all you can be. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Abelin, for your inspiring remarks. At this point in the ceremony, we honor those graduates who have excelled in the course. Graduates who are within the top 20% of their class receive special recognition as Covenants List graduates, honor graduates, or distinguished graduates. The distinguished graduate is the title bestowed upon those officers who attain the highest overall scholastic average throughout the entire course of instruction. As the title implies, it is the mark of excellence representing outstanding achievement in academic and flight endeavor. The distinguished graduates receive engraved sterling silver wings provided by the Army Aviation Association of America, plus an additional gift from the Military Officers Association of America. At this time, I take pleasure in announcing the distinguished graduates from Class 26015. Captain Lillian Powers, distinguished graduate. Captain Powers is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Kyle Thomason, distinguished graduate. W1 Thomason is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Now we will recognize the remaining top 20% and then the remainder of the class in alphabetical order by rank. Lieutenant Nathan Doshi, honor graduate. First Lieutenant Doshi is an active duty dual track C-12 and AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Isaac Bell, honor graduate. W1 Bell is a CH-47 Fox pilot with the Pennsylvania National Guard. Warrant Officer William Lentz, honor graduate. W1 Lentz is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Jared Weeks, honor graduate. W1 Weeks is a CH-47 Fox pilot with the Michigan National Guard. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Lieutenant Alvaro Batista. First Lieutenant Batista is an active duty H-64 Echo pilot. Lieutenant Daniel Gordinsky. First Lieutenant Gordinsky is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Lieutenant Abigail Hawkins. First Lieutenant Hawkins is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Lieutenant Tanner Lack. Second Lieutenant Lack is a CH-47 Fox pilot with the Army Reserve based out of Joint Base Lewis McChord. Lieutenant Owen Lasson. Second Lieutenant Lasson is a CH-47 Fox pilot with the Oklahoma National Guard. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Lieutenant James Leggett. First Lieutenant Leggett is an active duty H-64 Echo pilot. Lieutenant Garrett Phillips. First Lieutenant Phillips is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Lieutenant Michael Roddy. First Lieutenant Roddy is an active duty H-64 Echo pilot. Lieutenant Eli Visser. First Lieutenant Visser is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Warrant Officer Benjamin Baylett. W1 Baylett is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Jacob Baldwin. W1 Baldwin is an active duty H-64 Echo pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Talis Carver. W1 Carver is an active duty dual track C-12 and AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Emmanuel Cuevas. W1 Cuevas is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Mason Dees. W1 Dees is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Joseph Gordon. Warrant Officer Joseph Gordon is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Timothy Hansen. W1 Hansen is an active duty dual track C-12 and AH-64 Echo pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Henry Lewis. W1 Lewis is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Matthew Luye. W1 Luye is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Holden Majors. W1 Majors is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Casey McLevine. W1 McLevine is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Warrant Officer Nicholas Parrish. W1 Parrish is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Christopher Paul. W1 Paul is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Nikita Plotnikov. W1 Plotnikov is an active duty H-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Andrew Schumacher. W1 Schumacher is a CH-47 pilot with the Colorado National Guard. Warrant Officer Ethan Stanley. W1 Stanley is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Seth Weaver. W1 Weaver is a UH-60 Mike pilot with the South Carolina National Guard. Warrant Officer Connor Williams. W1 Williams is an active duty H-64 Echo pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Graduates, please stand. Please join me in a round of applause for the Army's newest aviation warfighters. Would everyone please stand or remain standing for the playing of the Aviation song, Above the Best, and the Army song, The Army Goes Rolling Along. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the graduation ceremony. Thank you for celebrating with us. Please enjoy the rest of your day and safe travels returning home. Captain Powers, please dismiss the class.